Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Wake, issue 5, and this is the end of part 1, and I think the collection of part 1 is going to be coming out next month, so in December you could get the whole collection of part 1 in one issue, so if you don't want to wait for the whole entire trade, it might be a perfect way for you to pick up The Wake. But before we start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a little update. Of course, I have episode 23 of Comic Uno, and that's the show where I review all the comics I read this week in one show. And actually, we're getting really close to episode 25. I want to do something special for it, so tell me in comments below what you think I should do for episode 25. For the show, I was thinking maybe having a little video asking you guys what I should pick up for that week that I usually don't pick up, and that would be something I do for episode 25. Or I could do something totally different, but tell me in comments below. But here are the exclusive comics. Scooby-Doo Team Up, issue 1. Yeah, for some reason I thought they had 2 comics over there. Alright, Daredevil, issue 33. X-Men, issue 7. Green Lantern New Guardians, issue 25. Animal Man, issue 25. And Batman and Two-Face, issue 25. So if you want to go check out those reviews, go to Comic Uno episode 23, which is annotated. But let's talk about The Wake, issue 5. The end of part 1. Yeah, it's a kind of a horror thriller book. So yeah, this is actually the ending of part 1. We're going to get another issue with part 2 in February. So we have to wait a couple of months to get the next part. And it's like a completely different story, which we've been getting hints of. I'll talk more about as we go into the story. But I love the art for this series. I think it fits so well for that horror thriller, like, I describe it like Aliens, or Alien. I feel like it has the same vibe, especially towards the beginning of the series. It has the same vibe as that movie. But really like the cover, and let's see what's going on with the story. So, first of all, let me just talk about this beginning part. We get to see the first chapter is with our main character, Lee. And she's touching the ocean, and she's describing about how the algae, I would say, goes up on the water. This is the only time you could see it. And this is actually going back to her first appearance with these monsters, which she didn't really know how to really think about. She didn't really know what this experience was until this moment. And I thought this was a great opening scene, because I got jolted into the story, and I was like, whoa, this is interesting, and I was like, I never knew that, and it just got you into the story really quickly. So I really love that first chapter here. But then we get into, of course, what's going on now with the big monster. What they try to do, and they find out that the big monster is gonna flood all of the mainland. It's starting to flood the mainland. They sacrifice themselves to destroy the monsters, and it doesn't really work. It's still that future where we get to see in the end of this issue how the future is connected. Lee Word, is it connected to Lee? Is it Lee? We don't know. But Lee Word is going to be our heroine for the next part, and the world has been destroyed from the waters of our main character for part 1, Lee. So that's pretty much what the whole story is. They try to prevent the inevitable, I guess. They try to prevent this whole entire prophecy of the flooding of the mainland, and it doesn't quite work. Will we learn more about the mythology of these creatures in the next part? Scott Snyder says we will, so I'm very excited for that. And I have to say, I really enjoyed this issue. I think it wraps up the story really well, and I think that ending part, we get this last scene where, you know, the guy that actually looks like one of the monsters to me, I always get them really confused, but one of the main guys, let me just show you, he looks like a falcon over here, but I actually got confused. I was like, oh, is he the monster, or no, he's one of the main guys. So we get to see him. He says, alright, call your son, you know, you're gonna die, call your son. So the main character, Lee, calls the son and is like, you know, I am gonna die here, just, you know, save your father, go. And that's like their last words, and then it cuts to black, and then we see the future. And that's why I wonder, who is this Lee Word? You know, our main character in the past is Lee. Is it related to Lee Word? Is it like her granddaughter or something? Which I'm very interested in. And I really liked how it just really connected very well. I thought the thrill was up in this issue. It was a great conclusion for part 1, and it makes me interested for part 2, and how, again, how is this all connected? We get some answers, but not a lot. I really love how we learn about Lee, even more of her her past experience, because that's been that flash forward or that flashback has been going on since issue 1. You're like, oh, so what encounter has she had with these whales? And we get to see that exact counter, and she has this prophecy of people underwater, and peaceful underwater, though. So will we see a peaceful ending? I don't know, but I really enjoyed how everything really connected here, and that's what you read Scott Snyder's work for, because it is a slow build-up, and then it kind of explodes in a really literary way. So I really enjoyed this part, and I can't wait to read part 2, you know. I can't believe we have to wait until February, but again, art was great, story was great. I give this a 4.5. Really enjoyed this one, so pick this one up. If you haven't been reading The Wake, I would wait until to read that part 1 issue that's supposedly coming out next month, or just pick up every issue. You could do that too, but I think it'd be better to pick up that part 1, technically trade. But really enjoyed this issue. Definitely pick up The Wake if you haven't been reading it. Again, it's a slow build-up, but it's definitely worth it with this issue. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and their ad situations, and don't forget to like my Facebook page, and I'll see you guys later.